Welcome back to my channel FWish List. Today we are going to talk about the Altolamprologus Compressiceps, which is a great fun fish name to say. And this is honestly one of my favorites. My family, we have dubbed this the Donald Trump fish. I actually have no idea. That's not politically motivated. I think it's just because it's eccentric and maybe the hair. I don't know. My wife just calls it the Donald Trump fish. So the underbite, does he have an underbite? I don't know. Let's not worry about that too much. This is a fish from Lake Tanganyikan, and this one that I'm trying to zero in on, but actually both of these, you see the one that's really dark, those are actually the same color most of the time, so there must be some attempted breeding activity going on here because they seem to be close to each other a lot. But those ones are actually wild caught, so they are from Lake Tanganyikan. And I don't know if that makes them better. Honestly, there's some other fish in this tank that aren't wild caught, and they look, oh, there's one now. That one's not. And they look just as good. If you're wondering how I can tell, it's because I've had them long enough. I know what size they were when they went into the tank. But Lake Tanganyikan Cichlid. And what I love about this fish and about many Lake Tanganyikan cichlids or fish is just the shape. It's so unique. Just absolutely beautiful. They have evolved to be that shape so that they can be nice and skinny and fit in crevices. And oh look, he's gonna, oh, I thought he was gonna go in the middle there just to show it off. To fit in crevices and to pick out the baby fish. And that is actually one of the reasons why they are in this tank, is because these guys right there, daffodil cichlids, they breed like crazy, and they will fill up the tank if you were not careful. And these guys will pick off the babies, so that's one of the reasons why they are in this tank. But for care requirements, they do need a higher pH and a very stable environment, stable temperature, Fahrenheit high 70s. Sorry, I don't know what that is in Celsius because I'm just a dumb American. But 77, 78 degrees, just something stable, very stable water parameters. Lake Tanganyikan is a really large, very old, very big, deep lake, so the water tends to be very stable there, so as long as you can provide that. Now I say that, and that's for wild caught fish like these ones, so it's possible that some of the more bred strains might be a little more tolerant, but you just want to be careful. I have very soft water out of the tap. And so what I do is I use aragonite sand, which is what we have here, and that buffers the water and puts the environment right where it needs to be. So if you have soft water out of the tap, just get some kind of African cichlid mix and put it in the water. And then the only other thing you have to remember to not do is don't do a 50% water change, because that'll really swing the parameters very quickly. These guys are omnivores, but I believe they're mostly carnivores in the wild. Just because of their shape, that's what they do. They go through rock crevices to pick off babies. However, they'll eat pretty much everything I've put in the tank. Herbivores tend to not do great with protein, but pescivores, I don't know. These fish tend to not have an issue with eating whatever I put in here. So as far as tank mates go, just understand that if anything has babies, they're going to take them out. They're not necessarily aggressive though. I would not call these an aggressive cichlid, even though I just said they eat fish. When they're with fish that are smaller than them, maybe. But bigger, they're not going to have any problem. I've never seen them chase a fish or have a problem with another fish. So you could probably put them with any Lake Tanganyikan Cichlid that isn't going to have a problem with them. If they're a little smaller, like any other frontosa, might pick them off. They might have problems with other fish before they cause problems with other fish, if that makes sense. I have seen nothing but very peaceful behaviors and not even a lot of chasing. And you can see they're in this group right now. It's like they don't even know the other fish exist. But they do like rock work, so I would highly recommend an environment like this where they have lots of rocks to squeeze in and out of. It makes them very comfortable when the lights go off. They like to find a nice place in the rocks. I've seen them do that before. They don't get huge. I probably would keep them in at least a 3-foot tank. And that's maybe if you're keeping them on their own. But honestly, I don't know if I'd keep these guys on their own. Oh, I said he just chased that guy away. I don't know how exciting they would be as a solitary fish. They're very slow moving. They're not necessarily the most exciting fish to watch, most personality. They're definitely a very fun fish to look at with that unique shape. But I would keep them in a community tank personally. You could maybe keep them in with one other fish in a 40 breeder or something like that, a 3-foot tank. But a 4-foot community tank with these guys, that's the money right there. That's the sweet spot. So I would definitely go for something like that. Breeding, I know that they like to breed in between rocks. There's some special caves that you can buy just for these guys that I've seen videos of people breeding them. I personally have never attempted to. You already saw that kind of behavior. Here's this guy down here. Oh, he's gonna go hide. Where he got really dark. I think there's something going on there because they're flashing at each other. But I've never personally breed them, so I couldn't really tell you my personal experiences on that. But overall, I'd say it's a great Tanganyikan community fish, as long as they are not too much bigger than their tank mates. And you can see those little Leilupi back there are smaller than them, and they've let them live, but honestly that's about as small as I would think that they would tolerate. Anything smaller than that, and I think it's going to end up food. But definitely a very unique fish to look at, and the colors are great. I love the way these guys just shine. So fun. So let me know if you've kept the Altolamprologus Compressiceps and what your experience was with them. If you're into Tanganyikans, do it. You'll love it. It's awesome. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next one. FWish List out.